Hello and welcome to my podcast. Whether you're walking to work, having a cup of coffee, or just seeking positive vibes, join me as I share timeless wisdom and practical tools to make your life a little bit better. Hello, how are you doing, my lovely friends? How is the cold season treating you? And I know it's really cold, but it's the human experience that we signed for, and we have to adapt to these different seasons in life and still find the beauty in them. And I say this because it's in the cold seasons that I appreciate little things like different tea flavors, because I take tea a lot. And I also love some hot chocolate, which keeps me warm. And I appreciate it, especially when I brew it from home or I get one from Java. And I also appreciate baking, and I take the cold season as a time to bake and explore cake and soup recipes and cookie recipes. And it is in these little moments that I get not to complain of how cool it is, but I just raise my energy and get to love the cold season. So I just hope that you take time to appreciate what you love or explore new things that make you love this cold season instead of complaining. I hope you've been well since we last spoke or since I was last here. And I hope you're still choosing you to grow you and you're finding the balance in life. So today I want us to talk about how to make adulting easy. I know our brain loves easy, and this episode was inspired by my Soul to Soul community members, where we meet every Friday, or if we skip one Friday, we meet and we share our wins, we share our negative experiences or our challenges in life and help each other. And it's absolutely free. So if you ever want to join this space, just come along, reach out to me via our Instagram page, soul to soul _ Kenya, or write something on the YouTube comments and I'll surely see and I will welcome you into the space where we inspire each other, and we grow each other. And so one of the extraordinary women asked us to reflect this week on how we would practically make adulting easy. Because most of us are out here saying how adulting is hard. And I know it's hard, but we've got to find a solution if we want to elevate our energy and cultivate calmness, love, and find our strength to keep on going on in our lives. Because as I say, life is a 50-50 concept. Life will be hard, it will be easy. At times, you will go out there and win and also lose. But you will have to know that positive and negative experiences will happen, and how you perceive and handle them is all that determines your journey in life. So let's first start asking yourself, what is adulting? And according to the Cambridge Dictionary, adulting is defined as actions and behavior that are considered typical of adults, not children or young people. For me, what I found is that adulting is you learning to survive. And I don't like using the word survive, but it's where you have no support and maybe you're relying on yourself. And it includes things like keeping your home clean, paying bills, paying school fees, and taking responsibility, for example, of your kids or your family. You name it. And why then do we find it hard, or why is adulting hard? In my opinion, adulting is hard because we have more responsibilities and less time to sit around and be comfortable. We do lack the time to do what we want whenever we want. And I also think because for the first time you have responsibilities with real consequences, then adulting becomes hard. So if it is in your job, if you mess up, there could be serious consequences, and this could cost your work a lot of money, and worst case scenarios is you'd lose your job and other people would lose their jobs. And if it's in your marriage or a relationship, if you mess up your marriage or your relationship, your kids could suffer, and you could also lose your partner who you've built a home and a family and a life with, and even your dreams with. And I also think that adulting is hard because you have to learn to survive. Like, you don't depend on your parents anymore, you're out of college now, and there's no money coming in where someone takes care of you anymore. And I know for others, people, your parents may still be supporting you, but for me, adulting is that it becomes hard because you have to learn to survive. You have to live within your means. And for it's because adulting is hard because for some of us, right now we are shielding our children. I know when I was growing up, I wasn't smoothed by my parents. I was allowed to just make my own mistakes and learn from them. And today's parents, we don't do that. We protect our children from anything negative. So there's no experience with failure. Oh, you tell our kids, you tried. Just have a participation trophy. And the way we raise our kids doesn't prepare them for the harsh reality of the real world. And all this and many other suggestions or opinions make adulting hard. But in this space, we always try to find a balance in life because, as I said, life is a 50-50% concept. So then, how do we make it a little bit better? How do we make adulting easy? And how do we do this practically? I really want to, first of all, tell you that it's about finding the balance. It's about you accepting that there will be negative experiences in the process of adulting, and there will also be positive experiences. So how you choose to see all these experiences is what will make adulting easy. But I'm going to give you practical tips that I have had, and I'm also in the process of adulting, so I'm also learning with you and I'll practice them. But I know that number one is prioritize. I remember I was seated with my sister one day and we were talking, And she was giving us advice. And she said that life will have so many responsibilities thrown at you, but we need to learn to prioritize our needs and wants. I know we've heard about needs and wants, and this stood out because she said that if, for example, you have rent bills to pay, or you have school fees, or you want to start building, or you want to start, your own business, versus you have wants like you want to have a marriage proposal, the ratio that we do here at home back in Kenya. So if you want to achieve all these, some are needs and some are wants. Like the marriage proposal is a want, maybe from the gentleman's perspective. You have to sit down and ask yourself, what is the need and what is the want, and what should come first? What should I prioritize? And then, from a point of clarity and being honest to yourself, get these things done. For me, I think you'd rather even write down a list and prioritize your needs and wants, because then with clarity you get to be more calm. You get to do what needs to be done first, and this welcomes wellness in your life. So this for me is the first one. For you to find balance, you have to find clarity by prioritizing. And number two, just be practical. Simply put, if you don't need an Uber to get home, if you don't need to spend 1,000 for an Uber, just don't. Instead, board a bus and save the money. And I know that this allotting can promote a little bit of scarcity mindsets, which is not something that I advocate for. We all want to have abundance mindsets. So save the money. If I say save the money towards something that will make you grow or will invite more abundance. And I've done a topic on the abundance mindset. Even if it's that 60 bob, save it. Maybe save it towards buying your kid a bicycle, or save it even for yourself to be able to buy a better dress or a tie, something that you need and will make you feel more abundant. And number three is manage your money well. And what I know is that just never let your expenses exceed your income, and always keep your eye on where your money goes. And this can be done by budgeting. Sit down and write your income versus your expenses. And I know right now for a lot of people it's a bit hard to have a budget, because some of you have lost your jobs, and some of you don't have a daily paycheck. But what I would love to tell you is that don't lose control over your finances, because definitely you'll experience a lot of problems. And I would love to say live within your means. Just be familiar on how to set up your financial life, and be honest with yourself. What can you do and what can you not do when it comes to just managing your money? Okay? What can you do and what can you not do? What can you afford and what can you not afford? And maybe from here, look for other sources of income. You just don't have to have a job. Maybe you can start selling peanuts, you know. Look for where more money will come in than it's going out. Okay, maybe you can sell, look around, look for businesses that don't need high capital. And I think number 4 is just learn how to eat simple, nutritious, and heartwarming meals. And I know this because I have been doing it, and I see this from the aspect that I don't have to eat out every time. So I know eating out can be fun. And I'm not saying that you don't take yourself or your family out once in a month or once in a while. Do it, because that promotes your wellness, that promotes your well-being, that gives you a space where you feel relieved, and raises your energy. Do it, but plan for it. But you don't have to every time eat out, because it can be expensive. And if you eat out, then this cost will be much higher at the end of the month than if you prepared your own meals. And adulting is way more difficult if you are broke all the time. Just have some money and learn how to cook. And let me tell you, nutritious meals are, you can buy legumes. You don't have to eat meat all the time, or you can choose to buy the meat, but make sure you're eating nutritious food. Okay, because food is, it is essential for your health and your well-being. And it's important that you're consuming enough nutrition. It gives you energy. And I also know it keeps you in a space where you can be able to, you know, manage your weight and, keep your body healthy. So learn to do simple things like that. Instead of choosing to eat out most of the time, learn to cook, and learn to cook nutritious food and make it beautiful, because you can. It still be as delicious as the one in the hotels, because nowadays there's YouTube. You can always look for recipes that make your food as amazing as the one that you'll find in hotels. Okay, treat yourself in it. Like, treat yourself as you also learn to make these nutritious meals. Save that hassle of every time ordering the pizzas or the chips, the sodas. They're not nutritious at the end of the day. And if you can learn to cook, if you can learn to go buy from even the market than even the supermarket, because the market food, it is fresh, it's from the farms. Do it. Buy in bulk. I remember when we were growing up, we were brought up, they used to buy the beans in bulk, or 2 kgs, and the lentils. Buy in bulk. Buy the cabbage. Buy the greens. Store them. You don't have to buy food every day. Okay? Buy. Boil. Store in your fridge. Eat. Instead of having to spend a coin every day. And then that coin, put it towards something. Maybe even put it towards a vacation. Then it will make outing easy and fun. I also know that you need to embrace, because as I said, this is a space where we need to balance. Spoil yourself on the stuff that matters. Okay? I'm not only saying save, 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 which is good, but spoil also yourself on the stuff that matters. Like, eat well, sleep well, drink water well, Buy yourself a good bed, because we spend a third of our lives in our beds. And the sheets, silk sheets if you can afford, cotton sheets if you can afford, buy yourself maybe a good laptop, buy yourself a book. For me especially, because of this personal development journey and being a life coach, I'll buy myself a good book. Buy yourself a good couch. You spend most of your time, or not most of your time, you spend time in your house on your couch. So buy yourself a good couch. Invest in yourself also. Be it through self-development, be it, buying yourself a good dress or a good tie if you're a man outside there listening, and also experience stuff. Just watch epic movies or read a good book, listen to good music, go on adventures if you can afford it. Road trips, travel to other countries or within our country, what you can afford, okay? Also do some walks, and just don't walk aimlessly, walk appreciating. Is it the bars that you're listening to? Walk, the free gifts that God has given us, the sun, the wind. I just don't walk aimlessly. I walk to appreciate and to continue creating abundance in my life. Talk to interesting people and just really listen. So for me, those are the tips and opinions that I can share for making adulting easy. I would love to hear more opinions from you, but adulting can be easy and less boring if you choose to make intentional decisions on how you want to adult. So start small, but show up, and also choose how to show up. Are you going to choose to show up negatively, or are you going to choose to show up positively? So until next week episode, God bless, and sending you my love and light. Cheers.